Anthony Edwards out 6 to 8 weeks with right knee tendonitis. This definitely affects the West and how the standings are going to go because the Timberwolves are top three. Zion Williamson, he's not out, but he's got a little injury day to day. We're about to face him. Let's see how it goes.
The Pelicans know their fans will be fired up for tonight's action. And as they came into the building, the players were plenty fired up themselves. Hello and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports this Tuesday evening. Hi everyone, alongside Grant Hill and Steve Smith, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll hear from Allie LaForce in just a moment. And a look now at a few years worth of data. Some of the assist numbers under the microscope for Chris Paul.
And his assist numbers have been dropping over the past few years. Not a good trend. Perhaps he's become a little too concerned about finding his own shot and not seeing the rest of the court.
Now Washington starting five. We've got Clint Capella, Marvin. All right, quickly here, let's look at the teams that lead the league in field goal percentage. Washington, number one.
The smart offensive moves this team makes helps them open up the floor and find great looks. That's how they've secured such an impressive shooting percentage.
Chris Paul is an interesting wild card for the Pelicans. One, he's already played in New Orleans before, but I don't think he's actually played on the Pelicans before, which is interesting. So he's going back home with that. Pretty sure he's going to retire at the end of the season. Plus, they kind of need somebody like him. They have a whole bunch of wings. You know, they still have Dyson Daniels and stuff. But, you know, Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, Zion. Like, they need somebody to pass it to them. Like, not just Jose.
Here's Alvarado. Jones with some nice D.
He liked to have that one back. That's easy money.
A deep three. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Wizards out in front, up by one. And we'll bring you the start of quarter number 2 when we return.
We out here wearing the district jerseys. I fuck with the district jerseys, man. I know there's going to be different ones. 2K25, of course, but I don't know. I wish, you know, we can keep those for a couple years. Let's not just move on to things so quickly. This is a pretty close game. Paul George is definitely doing his thing. Tyus Jones is definitely helping out. I feel like I'm more in a supportive role. You see Zion right there. He usually doesn't have stuff on his legs like that, but he does have that knee brace because he's injured. I like that 2K adds that automatically to people that are injured and that are still playing. You know, they add like wherever the injury is, they add some type of brace or something just to indicate that they're injured. On top of them just automatically limping and stuff like that. Anyway, try and get this dub, man.
Welcome, folks. EJ alongside Shaq and Kenny. First up, here are the players of the week. In the Eastern Conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, the Greek Freak, always a great pick for this award because he's so consistent. Gives the team an anchor on both ends. He's always getting better, and his teammates love playing with him. Such a great guy.
And moving right along, things are neck and neck for the Washington Wizards right now.
You love what their second unit has done. Major contributions offensively. I just wonder if they can keep it up.
Well, it's been part of their identity, having interchangeable parts. It's just how this team is built.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far.
Freaking Wemby and Giannis getting player of the week, like, it's almost unfair, bro. There's no possible way I can get player of the week, and I have to outplay people like Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, Wemby, like Ja Morant.
Capella against Paul.
there's more. I don't even know if Jason Tatum even got one before. Like, it's really that serious. Ooh, let's go. All right, so I knew the spin was coming because I seen somebody coming to my right. But the Euro step, I didn't plan that. I didn't plan that at all. Zersky. All right, so I'm feeling kind of loose in this game. You know what I'm saying? It's the fourth quarter. It's still close, but I still feel like the supporting cast is doing enough for us to get this dub. We're not shooting poorly, but we're not shooting the greatest. I'm not gonna lie. There's some shots we should make and haven't necessarily gone in. And the Pelicans are on fire right now. So I don't know. Let's see how this goes. You can survive them having a team takeover moment if you just play sound defense. The offense may or may not be there, and that's fine. But if you play sound defense, then the shots that they're supposed to make don't necessarily go in. And maybe they would even go in if they weren't on a takeover type shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I know. It's weird. Anyway.
Very true. I mean, when you're out on the road, the wins can feel a little sweeter. This one has to feel extra special.
And now we have Allie LaForce standing with the player of the game. Allie, take it away.
Paul, what a great team effort defensively. What were the points of emphasis?
You know, we do a great job of helping one another and being in gaps. And, you know, if we're going to get beat, it's going to have to be, you know, beaten by contested shots and the ball being swung. You know, so that's what we had to do. We had to sit down, guard guys, and, you know, make them play on the offensive end as a team.
Defense certainly has to be a full team effort, and it paid off tonight. Thanks, Paul.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill, Steve Smith, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for watching tonight's game. Now it's time to present our New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
Okay, first game of the week. Chris Paul steps up a little more because Zion's injured. Has the most points and most assists. And he's the oldest person on the team. Shout out to him. Feeling comfortable in New Orleans. We got us. Paul George, player of the game type-ish. 20 plus. I'm just there, you know, getting my little double-double. You know how I go. Trying to be supportive. Jaren Jackson. Back spasms. We got the Grizzlies still, though. Let's see if he plays. I don't know. Back spasms kind of hurt. I've had those before.
We are live. It's a Thursday night presentation here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me, former NBA players Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And the award-winning David Aldridge is on our sideline. Most of the season completed, a good picture developing as to the top rookies in the league. So let's take a look now at the race for Rookie of the Year. Well, you look at Jackson. You know, there have been moments for him this year, but overall, it just doesn't look like he'll finish near the top of the list.
And maybe he's not there with the absolute cream of the rookie crop, but I think the transition to the NBA has been a fluid one for him.
It has been. He's done pretty much everything they've asked of him and shown that he has the potential to be a big-time player in the next few years.
And now Washington's starting group. We've got Johnson. Bagley is out there with George. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Nembhard in at the 2. And for the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson is out there with Brandon Clark. And it's Bane in at the 3 spot. And Greg, taking a look at this one here tonight, the clash at the guard positions really stands out.
No question about it. Both teams rely heavily on their backcourts to get it done. And I'm interested to see which backcourt brings it tonight.
Nembhard, the pass to George. Over Bane. And that one's good, George. Marcus Smart, he's feeling it tonight and has been a driving force for the Grizzlies. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
So they got Jaren Jackson playing still with the back spasms. I'm kind of wondering what's going on with the GG Jackson situation with the rookie thing. That's kind of weird, right? Like, I thought he was already a rookie. I'm not sure if there's like some type of injury thing that happened, like some Ben Simmons type of shit. I'm pretty sure he played last season enough games, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I'm not really sure why he's considered a rookie still. Kind of weirds me out. But anyway, a lot of defense coming from this squad. You already know they got Marcus Smart. It's even more defense. Desmond Bane's good at it. Jaren Jackson's good at it. They added Brandon Clark. I mean, he's not so much of an offensive guru, so why not focus on defense? You know what I mean? So it's going to be a low-scoring defensive game. Kind of like how the Pelicans was, but just a little bit different, a little bit more high-flying. You know what I'm saying?
Hello, everybody. So far, a fairly even game for the Memphis Grizzlies through the first 2 quarters.
Man, I'm just looking at these assist totals, man, and they've done a nice job of sharing the rock, man. Unselfish play, man. That's my type of basketball.
Kenny does have the best assist numbers on this set.
Nope.
Yeah. Yes, Shaq, he does.
Whatever.
The Grizzlies trail by 4. So on the floor for Washington, we've got Avdia. Johnson is out there with Jones. Then there's Kispert, and it's Jackson in at the center position. Williams kicks to Williams. Shot clock at 6. Jackson setting the pick here for Williams. Lets it go from deep. No good there. Wizards leading by 4. Here's Johnson. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
Noel finds Williams. Here's Jackson. Over Jackson. Jackson, that's good.
You can definitely put in work when it comes to the Grizzlies, just because if you focus hard enough on John Morant, you kind of force the other people to beat you. And of course, they're not going to beat us with Marcus Smart. If you have the personnel like we do, you know, a little bit of Marvin Bagley, Clint Capella can be the remedy to a Jaren Jackson at the 5. Now, if they had him at the 4 and somebody else at the 5, maybe there'd be a little bit more of a problem. But Clint Capella, I feel, can handle a Jaren Jackson that has back spasms. Ooh, wee. Talk about going through the defense. But, yeah, the man got back spasms. You know, Brandon Clark could be handled by either Denny or Marvin. It doesn't matter. And then we got Paul George, who's like, you know, the icing on the cake a little bit, because Marcus Smart's not going to necessarily stop Paul George. So, yeah.
And his playmaking is what stood out to me.
I'm feeling loose. I'm feeling good. We just got to double up on Ja, then let the rest of the team just kind of, because Jaren Jackson's the number 2, and he's injured, so Desmond Bain will have to have like a career game. That's just not going to happen, bro. You see, we on Ja, bro. Like, Ja's not going to be able to fucking breathe without us catching his breath. You hear me? You can't do shit. Just the way we planned it. And that's why we won.
In the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think,
very much. Paul, what is the takeaway from a win like this tonight?
We just keep playing consistent. We just keep executing offensively. We know our defense will hold up. We just got to take care of the ball and make plays.
A group effort tonight. Thanks very much, Paul. Back to you, Kevin.
Much appreciated, David. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. As we leave you with our New Balance player of the game, the Cobra.
I mean, just how we planned it, Ja had 28. I feel like that's, you know, keeping them clamped up, 4 assists. You know, he really ain't really do nothing. Desmond Bain, GG Jackson, 15, 14. That's nothing. 24, 9, and 8. Almost had a triple-double, 2 turnovers, 9 for 15. Paul George had 21, 7, and 4 off 8 for 20. I like this. Kispert, Bagley, both in double digits. We got Kyle Anderson in the Bucks. He's definitely not playing this game. Let's get it.
At center, 6'10", number 9, Bobby Orvis. At forward, 6'7", wearing deuces, Chris Middleton. Starting at the other guy, standing 6'2", number 0, Damian Lillard. At forward, 6'11", number 34, the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Greetings, folks. Thanks for tuning in for our latest presentation of NBA basketball. We'll watch the Washington Wizards as they go up against the Milwaukee Bucks here at Fiserv Forum. With Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce is our reporter. Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it's been trending for Damian Lillard.
And the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. That's not what you want, and I'm sure it's something he's well aware of.
And now the Washington Wizards starters. We've got George. Marvin Bagley is out there with Clint Capella. Then there's Johnson, and it's Nembhard in at the 2 spot. And for Milwaukee, the heavyweights for this team, Middleton and Giannis at forward. Pat Connaughton is out there with Damian Lillard, and it's Portis in at the 5, down low. And down the stretch of a long regular season here, Grant, this is where teams' training staffs earn their keep.
Absolutely. I mean, teams are so...
Me and Dame are almost averaging the same amount of points, which lets me know I'm on the right path as a rookie. You know what I mean? I even have better, actually. I have more rebounds. You have just the same amount of points, almost the same amount of assists. Yeah, man. And the Bucks are actually getting better. You know, past the All-Star break, they've definitely found their identity. Even though sometimes they kind of lose it a little bit, but when they do know what it is, it's pretty lethal. A lot of times that's when they're not playing us. Oh my God! Wow, that's crazy. A lot of times when they're not playing us is when they have their best games. Thank God. But you know, we have some people that are inclined on defense. Paul George kind of does a pretty good job on Chris Middleton and usually put Clint Capella on Giannis, and he does about as good as a job as someone can do against Giannis. Like, come on, he's a freak of nature. He's the most athletic, biggest person in the league. Like, there's only so much you can do, and Clint's our guy. And I got Dame, or I'll put Andrew on Dame. It don't really matter. It's a pretty good matchup for us. That's all I'm saying.
Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. More 2K action in just a moment. And the Bucks making a change here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Avdia, he's checked in for Bagley.
Number 12, Denny Avdia.
Connaughton finds Lillard. Antetokounmpo outside. Pass to Middleton. Out of bounds. It'll be Washington's ball. And now let's have a look at which rookies were the most reliable performers at the charity stripe last month. And the Wizards game homestand for the club.
Even though you may see the same rookies in the beginning doing the rookie race, you know, me, Alex Sarr, Stephon Castle, there definitely are other rookies making not super huge contributions, but they're making pretty big waves and pretty substantial chunks as far as contributions to their team. Nikola Topic is definitely one of them on the Sixers as a six-man point guard. And Zachary Ricochet, and you know, there's a few guys that don't get a lot of spotlight that I feel like are pretty good. Now, I really just broke the defense down for real. Like, for real. I was really just trying to find a space, and if I found one just by seeing the reactions of what he was doing, I was just going to take it and go. That was really just all improv. I really had no idea what I was about to do next. It was just more so. There's the open space. Let me get to it. And yeah, even that shot right there, you know, I was just looking for an open space. I wasn't going to waste it by dribbling and trying to make a move and nothing like that. Sometimes you just got to pull up. This is what it is. I can't believe we're handling the Bucks like this.
Johnson's got 20. And we finished off one half of play. Wizards out in front. They lead by 13. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Thanks, guys. Clint, an outstanding first half for this team at the defensive end of the floor. What was the key?
Just be consistent. Defensive rebounding was one of our keys tonight, and it's just the start. So we're going to try to stay locked in on it. We know this is our key in our transition to make a stop here and run. So we're just going to keep going.
Back to you guys.
All right, Allie, thanks.
Hello and welcome. First up, folks, let's take a moment to see how things are shaking down in the Rookie of the Year race.
At this point in the season, we're past the rookie wall. Those left standing have managed to break through.
Some breakthrough talents for sure, looking to change the fortunes of their teams. Now for a moment to look at our game. Everything, and I mean everything, is falling into place for the Washington Wizards.
Their work that went into roster construction in the offseason, it's showing tonight. That bench is cooking.
So that's what I smell. I thought maybe Shaq had taken his shoes off.
I mean, the game's not over, but if we're gonna keep playing the way we're playing, the Bucks pretty much know that, though, especially after a shot like that. Once you hit somewhat of a contested three and you're already up like that, it's kind of an indicator to kind of, all right, we're going to have to start preparing for next game. Let's warm up the bus. It's not over, but if they keep playing like this all the way into the beginning of the fourth, end of the third, there's no point in even, you know what I mean? I genuinely did want to shoot that, so I just know I didn't have the room or the space. And I'm glad I didn't, because, bam, I'll accept that. I'll accept it too, even if it's not for me or an assist for me. It is what it is. Giannis is always going to try just because, but,
So ferocious in his throwdowns.
Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's Washington. They lead by 11 as the quarter comes to a close. What has them in front right now, by and large, they're taking great shots. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, we can go ahead and wrap this bad boy up nicely like a bow on Christmas.
Timeout called.
Unwrap this W later.
And the Bucks with some changes. Connaughton, he's checked in for Sumner. And Lillard
I mean, this shit is pretty much cooked like Christmas dinner. All right, let me stop. But yeah, man, this joint is done.
Johnson passes to Portis.
They could have put some. They
The
could have put
Wizards have
some
gotten 8 of 16 attempted shots
bench
to go
players
here in
in,
the fourth.
so we
Outside Johnson.
can rest because we have one more game, bruh. This is
Going
another
inside.
full
It's
slated
held in by
week.
Portis.
4 games this week. 4 games last week.
George with a
Might be
steal.
4 games the next week. Oh my goodness, look at that defense. Even in the late
Defended
minutes
by
of the
Lillard.
game.
Tries it from the block.
It's called pride.
The kick out to Johnson. Pass to Bagley. For 3.
Offensive rebounds.
Connects from downtown. Bagley. So we see the Wizards taking the W here. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready and they were focused.
Focused indeed. I mean, it takes a strong mental approach to block out the distractions. These guys stepped up 100%.
All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Well, Paul, this team seems to be rounding into shape. What is your sense of the chemistry right now?
Really good, real beneficial. It's great that we was able to pick this one up. That's what it's about. We don't care if it's a blowout or if it's a close one. We need to learn how to do both. So it's great. We were able to pick this up. Good quality team win.
Good luck on continuing to build that chemistry.
All right, Allie, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA, brought to you by 2K Sports. Now, our New Balance Player of the Game.
Dame and Chris Middleton lead the box score for the Bucks. Giannis was definitely in a supporting role, but at the same time, I mean, they didn't need to play that many minutes because they were getting blown out. Another close triple-double. This time was 0 turnovers. Paul George, again, the second leading scorer, but less than 20 this time. Let's get to the Knicks.
Starting at power forward, 6'9", number 12, Shalom Benedict. Starting at shooting guard, 6'4", number 2, Andrew Nembhard. The other forward, 6'9", number 13, Paul George. Starting at the other guard, 6'4", number 8, Derek Johnson.
Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Now let's take a moment to check out our race for Rookie of the Year. Here are some of the top young talents in the game. Who will be recognized as the best of the best? You look at Johnson. All season long, he has proven again and again that he is the cream of the crop. He's in the top spot right now, and the hardware could be his.
And there's no more deserving candidate. Any other outcome than him lifting that Rookie of the Year trophy, and I'd be shocked.
Me too. And it's the way that he's just sustained his level of play for the entire season. So consistent. No major peaks, no huge valleys. That's pretty impressive stuff and heady stuff.
The Knicks are somewhat always a tough time for me. I like the jerseys that they're wearing too. It's a nice little orange. But they're always somewhat of a tough time for me just because Jalen Brunson is such a monster, bro. It has nothing to do with anyone else, you know. DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Julius Randle, none of them really scare me at all, honestly. The only person that is really like an offensive force on this team is Jalen Brunson, and he'll be quick to score 40 on me like it's nothing. And you would think like, okay, maybe if I just if he's just gonna cheese the rim running or whatever the case may be, you know, triple threat under the rim, all that stuff, and you just kind of back up. No, you can't back up. He's gonna hit that mid range. He's gonna hit that three. He's open enough. He's gonna hit that jump shot. You know what I'm saying? He might even hit a floater on your ass. Like, he can hit it from all 3 levels of the court.
Here's Johnson. Good if it goes.
So it's tough to guard. That's all I'm saying.
It's been a close one so far. It's the Knicks. They lead by a bucket. They'll be back shortly, live from Washington. Randall outside. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
You could see he wanted to get him back. Sadly, he couldn't capitalize from outside the arc.
And so it's Washington in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Here with Tom Thibodeau. Coach, I saw you getting into your team. What's been the problem?
We're playing a low-energy game. We got to get into the ball. Our ball pressure has to be a lot better. Got to challenge shots, and we're playing low energy on offense.
I sense a theme. Energy seems to be a problem.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Let's first take a gander at the rest of the NBA schedule for the night and what's in store. The Miami Heat will go up against the Warriors out in San Francisco. That one gets going 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific.
I'm looking for a possible upset in that one.
All right, and looking now at the first half, it's been an almost but not quite story for the New York Knicks.
What's that old joke? I mean, these guys couldn't hit the water if they fell out of a boat. It applies here. They've been ice cold, Shaq.
Kenny, I've seen your yacht. It's not a boat. It's a yacht.
Thank you, Shaq. But, keep that on the low.
The Knicks and Tibbs coach defense. That's all Josh Hart, DiVincenzo are really doing. So I get it. Plus they got Mitchell Robinson, pretty much their version of Clint Capella. So again, I get why this is somewhat of a defensive. But man, this whole week has just been defense, bro. Can we please just get some fireworks going?
That's an easy two.
Love that oop too.
George, he's been the guy making things happen for Washington. He is seeing the court so well today. He set a new season high for himself in assists. Right back after this break.
I will say one theme of this week at least is the fact that we've been in control in most of these games, whether we've been down, up by 20, up by 10, up by less than 10, or down by 10 or more. We've had control in these games. This weird control, like no matter what happens, we're going to be able to pull together as a team and pull through. Maybe that's part of the team chemistry. We have a high team chemistry because we have a high win total, and we don't really have that many opposing personalities, really. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like all of it just kind of amounts to a lot of humbleness and a lot of people who are in the position that they are in and like it. Like Paul George is in the position that he's in to shoot, not even score, just at least shoot 15 or more shots a game, at least. You know what I mean? That's your position. That's what you have to do. And I have to do that too. I have to at least shoot at least 20 or more. And Andrew has to at least score 10 or more. And all these things are just really realistic goals. And Tyus Jones is just out doing his own goals. And that's why we're so good, honestly.
And don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to...
We're honestly playing so well, our team chemistry. I really try not to think about politics when I'm doing all of this stuff. But in the off season, I might have to, man, because it's a little wild right now. And that's all I'm going to say.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Shots weren't falling for you early, so what got you going?
I think, honestly, just getting into a rhythm. I just found a rhythm. I was able to see the ball go down. Some free throws helped. But honestly, just seeing the ball go through. First time, that's all it took.
That is all it takes for the great ones, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Ooh, Dave. Wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. As we leave you with our New Balance Player of the Game, the Cobra.
So yeah, we can give Jalen Brunson the John Morant method and just let him do him. And Julius Randle can struggle with his 5 for 17, 0 for fucking 8 for 3. Jesus Christ. 31, 7 and 4, 20 and 10, 19 and 10 from Paul. Another great game by us, man.